want me to speak about the date of a certain time, having the sky at a certain time, and go in that. I did a lesson, not that long ago, on the same spirit of how because things are going good, it doesn't mean that everything is good. And then how you're going to be caught off guard, you're going to be caught off guard, etc. So I'm going to flow in that and then see what's where the Lord said,
discerning sign of time.
Which is what it flow into the scripture.
I know it's in one of them is in Matthew.
Matthew 24?
No,
you said the signs of the time? Yeah. Oh yeah, Matthew 24 and
what it said.
I'm about to know.
It's Matthew 16.
I was going to say 18, but I'll give one certain stuff out.
Matthew 16 and
Top. Go ahead and roll it. And then we'll just, whatever scripture you got, you can bring it out. Ready? Gotta talk loud and keep people away. Alright, Shalom. We're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders. Very great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Jim in St. Louis. Moved to the corner because of the rain coming down, which that's okay. That kind of tied into what I was going to open up with, which just talking about how the spirit of being the spirit of being in the mirth and jolly and folly and all that, is that really going to benefit you? Because today you can still see a lot of things that go on, a lot of things that you might consider positive, like there's still weddings going on, there's still celebrations, right? Everybody's getting excited over, so like for example, this week I was talking to a few gamers of mine that I'm cool with. Everybody's happy because this year it just looks like it's a year for gaming. They just did Xbox just showcased their games for the future. Everybody's happy, right? A lot of people thinking like, yeah, this is just a year for games. I'm so excited. It's been such a while. You know what I'm saying? They're planning next year what events they're going to go to. Gen Con, I think they call it, all these events they're going to go to. Because everything looks to be so smooth. But the question you got to ask yourself is you're supposed to be in the know. Does this mean that everything is all swell? Or does this change anything according to the prophecy? And according to the prophecy, what you're going to find out is that all this stuff going to be happening anyway. These people out here are so excited for those things, like I use my gamer friends as an example. They're so excited for that, it gives them hope for this year and the next year, and etc. What they aren't expecting though is for them not even to be able to enjoy those things. They aren't expecting things to go to shit. They aren't expecting things to go to upside down. And then they're gonna be crushed because they got so excited for and pictured what their year and next year and the year after that is going to be, if they want to compete or if they want to travel, where they're going to go to, etc. I was talking to another friend of mine and he was talking about how right now he's on a good path because in 2 years' time he's going to sell his house. He's expecting to get $100K off that. He can set this up with kids here, etc. So that's just got me thinking. That's what I've seen on these people's faces throughout the whole week. Everybody just got that spirit of comfort. Well, if you're in the truth, then you should know that when you see those things, you are not to get dismayed or caught into that, right? Because those things, these evil trials can catch you off guard. And if they catch you off guard, then all that means that you didn't really hearken to the message because you were warned.
It's 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it reads, But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right, so it comes at a thief in the night. What you're going to find out is it's not going to overtake us at the end of the night. Why is that? Because we hearken into the warning. Right?
Verse 3, but when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So the Lord said, peace and safety is going to be the talk of the town. We got next year coming up with another president election. That's going to be a whole goddamn another fiasco in itself. Because what happened when Trump got in office last time, there was riots before and after. Now that he's running again, what do you think people going to be doing? Rioting before and after. Then you're going to have the ones who are such Trump fans, they thinking like finally to save the country again. Wait a minute, your man was just in office and he didn't get shit. So you really think that Biden is responsible for everything that you don't like? Your man was just in office.
Yeah.
Now you're getting all excited because he's coming back, and a lot of you think this is just what the country needs. Everything's going to get set back on, on the right track. We're going to be doing all right. We just got to get this man off that same dream that they sell you every, 4 years?
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that's getting into politics now, and it's creating that friction between Democrat and Republican. Okay? Because like you Democrats think that Joe Biden is for you. You know, when I say you Democrats, the main time about you Israelites. Because that's against the scriptures to put another nation in a position of power. You know, which really your vote don't mean shit from the beginning. You know, because you got the electoral vote, but it just stir up that friction and to divide the people from within itself. Because these Americans are divided, right? Nobody's gonna want to support in this country. You got the alphabet people. You even got alphabet people separated from other alphabet people. And they're like, I don't want to be, a transformer. If you a transformer, you got super demons on you, mutilate and stuff like that.
Right, and those people confused, they all confused any goddamn way because, we don't want to be a part of them because they going after children. Well, so are you. So are you. That's
right.
You're trying to indoctrinate them to be getting, which is destroying themselves, confusing them, but they going out there and giving them puberty blockers and all that. And I watch videos on it. Them puberty blockers, man, when they do that, it causing women, causing their hips not to form. It causing young boys to be stuck with small penises their whole life. It causing people, basically once they watch them in that little window, they stuck with that for the rest of their life. So whatever they couldn't fully develop in those years, it stops. Because there's a guy that goes into it and explains it. You're like, holy shit. But you, LGBT, you thought that it was just gonna stop with you. No, this is the land of confusion.
Right.
It's gonna keep escalating and getting. The more you try to draw the line, they'll never cross this line. They deal with the LGBT. Oh, it ain't like, it ain't like every state is gonna legalize being married. You ain't gotta worry about that. Barack Obama overnight, married legal in all states. Oh, what it ain't like, they're gonna try to force it down their throat. Good luck watching a TV show. Good luck playing a video game. Good luck doing anything without seeing that being forced down your throat. Especially in this month, June, they really demonic.
You got to be good, bro.
In the church, So that goes to let you know this place is full of so much wickedness that here it is, these places supposed to be this places of holiness, but it's profane, So how you gonna teach things that's profane, which the word profane means outside the temple? So all of those things that you are trying to bring into these people's minds within these part of the houses, man, are the ways of this devil, man. And that just goes to show you, man, that these churches, man, they don't have the truth, man.
Yeah. Then it goes to tranny. You want to transition, oh, make a way for them, that's fine. Then it was, well, now we got to go after your kids. And we need to force this down your kids' throat. And we need to basically ruin them. But now y'all like, all right, well, wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. You got the MMA, you got the transgender men whooping all the women ass, literally kicking their ass in their own sport. See, to me, it's funny. To me, it's funny. Especially in MMA, you see this dude swole as hell. This woman gonna walk up and you just beat his whole ass down. And then it's over, right? A lot of men look at that, they're like, oh, that ain't. Like, I'm laughing because it's these stupid women that push for that agenda anyway, and now you gotta pay for it. And why would you agree to the fight in the first place, you dummy? Getting skull cracks and all that, and getting blown out the water literally on the swimming. You're getting blown off the field literally on the track. But you see, it ain't never vice versa. You don't see women trying to join men for it. It's the men that's coming to y'all for to dominate, which is these people talk about the common sense that we divided y'all for a reason. So now you're trying to backtrack on that because women losing scholarships, the medals going to men. But you fought for that. And then now they're going after your children, and now some of y'all want to be like, all right, that's just too far. You don't want to be affiliated, but too bad. The more you, and the thing is, if you try to draw that line, well, it ain't like they'll cross the line, they're going to cross. Well, it ain't like they'll go this, they're going to cross. It's the land of confusion.
They not make a LGBTQ Bible, you know? Right. Let's go show you the links there go, man. You know, I did have a precept, brother. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 42. And it says, as the toe of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partially strong and partially weak, partially broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Right. So that should show you that according to end time prophecy, there's going to be a division amongst nations, especially in Europe. You got people physically, they are geographically connected to this country, and they're all considered Europe. But now you got bodies of those countries saying, we no longer want to be part of you all, of Europe. You already had this breaking, but they're all physically there. So that's division, right? Then it's happening over here. Wait till the elections happen. It's going to be chaos. Trump, I guarantee you, this election is probably one of the most important elections ever. Because we're just such a decline and they just need a savior to come and reset. So you already know it's going to be all about Trump. Whoever the hell else is running, you just wasting your damn time. They're going to give it to Trump. Right. And he's going to win. I forgot the word, but it's selection, pre-selection. Your president, yeah, that's right. The presidents aren't elected, they're pre-selected.
So this is Deuteronomy 17 and 14, and it reads, when thou art come unto the land which the Lord, Yahweh, thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over thee, like as all the nations that are about thee. Thou shalt, verse 15, thou shalt in any wise give king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So going into what the brother is saying, this is why those of us who are in the truth, we don't participate in the political arena, okay? Because we have no representation in this place, okay? So it's not wise for us to go cast a lot on somebody who doesn't have our agenda at the forefront, okay? So with that, for all you so-called Negroes and Latinos who are so happy about being in a quote-unquote Democratic Party, I believe it was LBJ who said when he passed the 1964 Civil Rights Bill, who said, I'm going to have these biggest voting Democrats for the next 300 years. See? Because it's all a game, and you're just a part of it.
Right. You got no business being involved in that voting nonsense. You got no business. doing any of that. It doesn't concern you at all. And y'all been saying that since the 60s. You gotta get a president. Now it's gotta, in one of his songs, I'm just waiting for a president to represent me. So you're gonna keep waiting, and you're gonna keep asking, and you set yourself up for failure. And that's how you know we're dealing with Israel. Like Isaiah 1 was a dream. You got all these other options that you want to see to establish some peace and security in your life on this side. But you walk past us and you call us crazy. You look at the Bible and you say they can't help you. But you going into political campaigns, you're reading books about Democrats and Republicans, all that junk.
Yeah, you're wasting your damn time, man.
They both the same damn thing at the end of the day.
And since we in the book of Ezra, second Ezra 11, where it talk about like the eagle. You got like the one with the eagle with the 3 heads and the 12 wings. Okay, you just a different part of that eagle, but it's still the same. It's still the same eagle. It's the same beast system. Right, left wing, right wing, middle head, left head, right head.
Same bird.
Okay.
Same bird, same agenda. You're being taken for a ride.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3, and it reads, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider.
You don't even consider. You don't even consider. That's how we know we're dealing with Israelites, because they're so hooked on gold and you coming to them with the answer. And they don't even consider. They say, no, I ain't worried about that. I'm going to fall in line with everybody else. The scripture says, falling out of multitude to eat. And all you doing is hoping and hoping, and you know it's a damn joke. You all had your hopes of Barack Obama. He didn't do nothing to make the situation worse. I don't know everything he did, but I know for sure for at least that 1 year, he made it to where if you didn't have health insurance, you got taxed. That was to hurt poor people like yourself. Then eventually they did away with that, and he's the one that legalized the LGBT and all that things. So obviously he's not righteous. Obviously. And he ain't did nothing for y'all. In fact, you know how many times they didn't have Kamala Harris go out and speak to the black community? And she went on the Breakfast Club, and she just laughs her way through any serious question. They don't answer, because she's a woman anyway. She was supposed to be in that position. But the guy with the bald head guy, I don't like this. Charlemagne, yeah, I don't like this. But what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And she just laughs, and they basically say, he had a bumper trip too. And he was basically like, it's complicated. That's all he said, it's complicated. So he told you he can't do nothing for you. Because he's a puppet. We're telling you, you can go above all of that and go straight to the Heavenly Father. Unplug yourself from society, because those do shit no way. And you can increase spiritually and in the truth, something that's going to benefit you. And you'll be in line and in tune and on the same frequency as the Spirit is, so you can be aware of what's to come. Like the prophecies, for example. You got that?
This is Luke 17, starting at the 26th verse. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all.
Now, you see, those are feasts. Eating and drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage, meaning you all in it. You know what that does? That gives you a sense of things are going well. Especially when you're giving into marriage, you're not only thinking about a ceremony, you're thinking about your future now. You're thinking about the honeymoon, thinking about what you're going to do. And then the Lord said,
They always say, yeah, these are new beginnings.
yeah.
You know? And really, that's your damn end. like for the most part.
The feast, ceremony, all that. The Lord said all that's going to continue. So don't get dismayed. Like I said, just throughout the week I was having this conversation. Everybody's just so excited and happy to be a gamer. they just got this next year. I'm going here. We're going to do it. They asked me, you going to make this next year? They asked me all that other stuff. And I'm like, you know, and I'm in the midst, so I'm thinking like, I guess you could say it is cool, but I'm like, you might not even get a chance to even see that shit. You know what I'm saying? The Lord can shut this whole thing down quick. But it just goes to show you, just because you got these events, these videos, these ceremonies, good things, does that mean that all is well? Well, if you're a prophet, you should know, if you're in the scriptures, you should know, well, the Lord said that all that's going to be happening, just like in the days of Noah. So as Noah was building his ark, they was having fun, they was feasting, then the Most High just came on them in their best time. You had women that just got married and they're in the honeymoon, in the bedroom, storm, blow them ass out to them. Now they floating, right? You had guys, I don't know, building up new land crops, all that. There goes the storm, all that shit out of there. Because the Lord said, no, I'm not with that. But Noah, the fool, by the way, he was considered a fool, said, no, I'm going to build this ark because I believe in what the Lord said that evil times will come. Right? So I'm building this ark. This is a spiritual ark right here. Don't get dismayed if you're watching IUIC videos, they got these big glamorous weddings. And they saying a whole bunch of stuff on the mic. What do you think he's telling them? He's giving them a promising future. He's giving them a sense of comfort in this society. You can do all those words of talking, but we don't know people. But we don't know the mark of the beast and the ship. That's why when the Lord says it's going to take you under words, he's telling you who he's talking about. The ones that didn't take heed. Actually, when you listen to just about all his parables, he's saying the same thing. Right? Just like the visions, Daniel, John, they saw the same beast, the same image, but just told a different story. It's really the same story, just different visions. When Yahushua talked about that, when Yahushua talked about, which we can read it too, the servant and said, my Lord delays to come. The 10 versions, 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. We probably cover those too, but he's telling the same thing. The 5 that were foolish, they were unprepared. They were dancing. They weren't ready. They weren't looking. And then when the time came, then it's, shit. Hey, can you lend me some of your oil? And they're like, nah, you weren't prepared. The Lord told you he was coming. You should have been prepared. Get all your stuff in order first, then you can sit and chat, whatever. But you're waiting for that alarm. Or you can say, yeah, I got time. And you're the one that's going to get caught off guard.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says Luke 17 and the 28, right? It says, likewise also it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they brought, they sold, they planted, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all.
So you see, the Lord basically said it's going to be business as usual upon my covenant. When you build it, plan it for the long run. You got a future, you got the blueprints, you already got an idea of this is what this building is going to be. This is how many people are going to be occupied in it. Here are the safety and fire exits. We got to get all that figured out. Here's with this room. Okay, so we need to go ahead and hire staff for this area, hire staff for that area. The goal is to re-release 1,000% of our money back. You're already thinking of law, why are you doing all that? See Lot skating on the horse, destroy that shit out of here. That's how the Lord had it. That's his attitude. So you can't be lost like these people. Now you go about your day-to-day business, but like I said, when you hear people talk about such a promising years and years to come, you're the one that's got to be, yeah, we'll see. Because the Lord prophesied that this will fall. And when you read the scriptures, that's really all the Lord's asking is to be mindful of that. The issue, like that's why you got to grow this thing. But when you read 1 Corinthians 8 about the feast and eating and celebrations and all that, there's nothing, when you first come in, you might stay away from that. Nah, you don't know holidays, no nothing, which is fine. Then you might grow, then you might go see your family on that holiday or whatever. Are you sinning? No. Why is that? Because in your mind, you know this is just a feast and this food belongs to the Lord. I'm not going to eat no swine, but you know, it is what it is, right? You get a level of maturity. When you first come in, you may just avoid it, which is fine. You still got some brothers like, no, I just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be honest, I think my family gets together, they make me food, I get flaky. I get it. Because I know this is the Lord's anyway. The issue is when your mind and your heart is like all into it. Hey, it's Thanksgiving, this is such a festival, celebration, etc. But did you know the origins of Thanksgiving? I don't think you do. If you deny that, then that means in your mind you all into it. Just like both, you all into it because you really just hoping, hey, there's videos, they use this memes now. But when Trump was elected, while they was announcing who was the president, you had women out there just, please, they was praying. They was praying. Please don't, please. And they was like, President Trump, you know what I'm saying? They going off because they all into it. What they all into it for? Praying and shit like that, hoping for the, whoever you voted for would, right, be the victory. See, your mind and your heart is all into it. That's the transgression.
Yeah, they like these people. Like when they vote, they actually think that life is going to change. But like regardless of who's ever in office and who's not, this is going to gradually get worse. Why? Because this is the end. Okay, and you don't know what time that you live in. The brother here had a quick one.
Continuing on, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 4. It reads, our sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupted. They have forsaken the Lord, Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
Right. That's talking about you Israelites. It says the seed of evildoers. The scriptures talk about all Israel is not Israel. Okay? And she got two-thirds of our own people in a straight reprobate state of mind. They don't care what the scriptures say. That's why the Lord said that these people draw nigh to me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. You know, because you got to worship Yahweh Shem Yahshua in deed and action. You can't just talk a good game. You know, like Jake talking shit, be saying, yeah, niggas selling wolf tickets and all that. He just talking, man.
That's Jake talking to the game. The action.
Is that in verse 3 where it said, our people does not consider? Yeah. I think that's 3.
This is Luke 17, right? And at the 30th verse it says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Verse 31, in that day which shall be upon the housetop and okay.
So look at Noah, look at Lot, and that's how you gotta remember. See, you gotta be in the know. You just can't be lost and taken for a fool because that's when people get hit the hardest. When you looked at the pandemic, I could see the look of disappointment on people's faces. They had all these plans, but they got shut down. You know, the family does a reunion each year, but all this happened in the midst of it. My auntie was hosting it. She was fighting not to shut it down. She was fighting. She just had that look of, man, I don't want, because I put all this work in. She had to shut it down. She had this look of disappointment. I was on the job and I had people say, I planned vacation, now I can't travel, all that. So you get so disappointed because you had an expectation. Do this, I'm gonna do that, do this. The Lord said, don't do that. Now, there's nothing wrong with plan, right? But the scriptures teach us that while we plan, we looking for Him. And that's all He asks, to be on the watch. The scripture says, go about thy business and meekness. Go do what you gotta do. But you just gotta be prepared to drop when you see what the evil times are coming. The scriptures teach you that, right? And that's very simple. But you see that Jake, they try to put that off. They try to put. Yeah, I got it. I thought it was. Oh, that's the spirit. Okay, so
Still with the Ezekiel 2. Ezekiel 31. Sword is first.
Oh, we'll bring it up. You got the best of 16. If you had something too, you just, oh yeah.
So yeah, back in 1 Thessalonians 5, I'm gonna run verse 3 back again. It says, but when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye brethren are not in darkness, and that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and children of the day. We are not the children of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Okay. It says, 2 more verses, verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahweh hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shemashia.
Right, so you got to be of the day. See, we're of the day, we're not of the night. So when we sit and have these conversations, right, we can talk about business, we can talk about money, we can talk about all that. So you know what's in that conversation? If the Lord wills, if the Lord wills. Because we know that shit about to collapse. And that's what the Lord is looking. See, that's why he said the ones going to cut off guard are the ones that say in their heart, and he's safe. We're going to be here for the next such and such. You can go ahead and get married, but that's going to, y'all got to write together, right? When you listen to the video like the one they did dealing with the GMS wife, right? The woman was pregnant. They talking about some, when you have your daughter, you got to raise her up to teach you all use. That way she won't make the same mistake like you, like having sex early and all. Like, wait a minute. You're talking about at least 16 years in the future right now, right? But that's how they think. See, I don't need them to say it. You see it in their actions. They believe that we're going to be here for the next 20, 30, 40 years. They think. A lot of Israel think, no, I'm going to build my life over here. I want to be in this white family over here. Yeah, you can do that, but what's going to happen? You're going to get caught off guard. And it's going to hit you in the face, just like people in the world that thought that they was going to go on vacation that year. They thought they was going to do this year. They thought they was going to be here this year. Then that fear came on, then they had to let it all go, and they got so upset because they made all these plans. Those are the ones that's going to hit you the hardest, whereas if you're already looking for it, you're like, hey, well, look, the Lord said it was going to happen. That's why nobody talking about the chip, well, except really great millstone, because they really don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon, and they think when it does happen, then they have time to prepare. Build an underground railroad and shit like that. You're looking for a way out instead of just trying to prepare, right? You're the ones that are going to get caught off guard. I'm telling you, the Lord can't out-slick the Creator. Because that's Jake. I know how to be slick. Who created you, nigga? The Lord created you. You can't out-Judite King Judite. Right? The King Jacob. You can't do that. But just what Jake thinks they do. Yeah, by the way, make sure we build on this so if something happens, we can escape. And we ain't gonna tell nobody, we just gonna keep that on, between us, right? And you don't think the Lord knows that? Most High can make that whole damn thing cave in, man. It'll work.
Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting, desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is even, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you cannot discern the face of the sky, and you cannot discern the signs of the time.
Right. You gotta be able to discern the time. Like we look at the people today, just when it started pouring, we had a lot of people running and they getting soaked. They came out here jogging. They probably didn't check the weather. Or maybe they did. I got caught out there before last week running. But I knew it was gonna rain. I was just trying to beat it. And I ain't afraid of water either. But you got a lot of people, they come out with no preparation. See, we came down here prepared. We knew or expecting it to rain. These people walk around no expectation of rain or anything like that. They get hit. Right? But it's easy for us to look and say, yeah, it's gonna rain. That's what we did today. Yeah, it's gonna come down, etc. But what about the Lord's time? Now, when the Lord told us about wars and rumors of wars, nation rising up, etc., and the microchip, the devil, the son of perdition, making himself known, how is it that these same individuals still want to be asleep and say, we got time? Now, mind you, like I said, they ain't gonna say it out loud. They say it in their heart, and you can perceive that in their speech, talking about something. You're going to have to teach her how to be a righteous woman. So when you grow up, she'll do what you did. So you can find her asleep with her second son. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. You really think in 20 years of him like that? You really don't. And you think everything will be good, too? To where you don't think you're leaving. You don't think we're getting out of here.
Yeah, like, cause like this work is gonna come to an end. Cause like right now, like doing work, like it's like a regular work day, like at your job or whatever. Okay, eventually the day comes to an end. All right, just like Yahweh Shemel Shah's work, cause we're not gonna do this forever. Okay, that's why like a lot of you leaders like Nate, almost said Bishop Yohana, the so-called General Yohana. Okay, you don't do the work no more because you feel like you already done made it. You don't have to work no more. Okay, which is your kingdom on this side. All right, because ain't none of y'all in the right spirit at all. You know, because like all you damn other Israelite camps is a bunch of damn niggas, man. And it shows. Shit, y'all leaders are niggas, so of course y'all followers gonna be niggas. You know?
Yeah,
It's like the scripture said, like they a bunch of wild grapes. You know, like the whole line is destroyed. All right.
Yeah, what they thinking is, this is what Jake thinks. Like I said, they think they slick. They think they can predict when the Lord's coming, like it's gonna be evidence. All right, now let's go ahead and get mine. They think like when the Lord, they waiting all the way to the end. Don't we teach ourselves that? Don't wait till the last minute to do something.
Right.
Get on top of it now, but that's what Jake do. Jake literally gonna wait till the last minute to think that they can catch right when the Lord's really gonna come. Then it's all right, let's get our house in order.
That's that personification, procrastination.
Yeah.
Jake is famous for procrastinating, waiting until the last second.
Last second. Last minute. And then that's when it just shuts, the door shuts on you. It's like, damn. So y'all think y'all can fool the Lord? You can't fool him. When he says he's gonna come as a thief in the night, that means you ain't gonna know, you know? Nah, we can predict. When, yeah, okay, that's what you're thinking. Did anybody predict that pandemic? It hit. It hit everybody, right? Suddenly, panic and screaming, right?
Buying up all the damn toilet paper and damn hand sanitizer, and bleach, and antibacterial hand soap. Okay, mask, Lysol wipes. Like, hell, ain't none of this shit here, man. Like the whole damn toilet paper aisle is empty. You know?
It was all wait till just things get back normal. It was 2 weeks to curve. 2 weeks to curve. How'd it go? 2 weeks to curve. 2 weeks to curve. Whatever. Pie chart, whatever. Gas chart. That ended up being 2 years. 2 weeks to slow the spread. That's what it was. 2 weeks to slow the spread. Ended up being a whole year or 2 years.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 13. It says, go to now, even say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city, continue there a year, and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. Right? It says, for that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boastings, all such rejoicing is evil.
Right. So, see, we can't, that's how the heathen think. Esau knows what he's going to do in the future. Because he's not under the curses. He never had to experience disruption throughout his life. They just know next month we're going here, this summer we're going here for 2 weeks. We're going to stay at the summer house for a month. We're going to go to the lake house here. And they've been doing it their whole life. They don't understand how it is with us. We got to stay Lord willing. We're under the curses. And we understand that things may not work out the way it works out. The heathens don't know that. They just say, what do you mean? What's the worst that can happen? They told me that before. I said, well, they apologize for my vacation. Yeah, I'm going here. They're like, I'm thinking about doing such and such, but we'll see. What do you mean? What's the worst that can happen? I'm like, well, you know, you ain't in my footsteps, so you don't understand how it works over here in the world of Jacob. But to boast like that, you really acting like a heathen, right? Because the heathens have no guide. They think this is exactly what's going to happen. And Jake, you incorporate that. Everything you do is supposed to be Lord's will. If the Lord will, then we can do this. What the Lord's will, we'll do that. As the scripture says. To boast in that, you're basically acting like a damn heathen. You act like a damn Edomite. Right? You got to consider the Lord in all things. It's all Lord will. And the fact that you consider the Lord can go ahead and guide you in the right direction. You may say, we're going to go ahead and invest in this land, and next year such and such, such and such. But really, you should invest in that land. Because you're proud as hell, the Lord is going to lead you to it and let that shit blow up in your face. Whereas if you consider the Lord and say, Lord willing, and the Lord crowds the spirit on you, say, I think you should do that one there. One that's going to be proper. See, the Lord can do that for you. But again, if you're proud as hell, you won't understand.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
So the prudent man foreseeth the evil, you foresee it. The simple passes on with that same mindset, oh, what's the worst that can happen? He's going to be all right, ain't nothing going to happen. And then they get punished.
And I got the definition for the word prudent. Acting with or showing care and thought for the future. You know, basically you being wise about the time. Okay, that's why Yahweh made it clear. Watch you therefore and pray. That's being prudent within itself.
Watch and pray, watch.
This is Amos 6. Starting at the first verse, it says, woe to them that are ease in Zion, and trust in the mountains of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came.
Right. Which also could be said as America. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion, and you trust in the mountains, you trust in the system, you trust in the government, you trust that they know your best interest at heart, or whatever the case is. You trust in the school system to do what's right and to put away all this LGBT, trans pride nonsense. But they still buying the books. They still are actually authorizing writers and drawers to draw these kid books talking about different genders and shit. And they buying it and they putting it on the shelf. So you can sit up here and hope all day that the system will fix itself, or you can put your trust in the Lord. Right? And you say, oh, we got the mountains of Samaria to protect us. What's the worst that can happen? Like my mother always says, when I talk about the church, I just don't see that happening in America. Maybe in other countries where they treat people cool, but not here. I said, oh, okay, so you think the white man is incapable of coming down with great wrath. You're going to find out real soon. Real soon. A lot of you are. That's what's going to catch you. You're going to say, wait a minute, this is inhumane the way y'all treat us. See what they did with the pandemic, especially in Europe. Man, they were dragging people out of houses, hunting people down. They choked out the woman just because she went outside with no mask. Still had some girl. All because she didn't have a mask. You see how these people treat you, man? The Chinese people were literally dragging people out their house to take them in. You got to be quarantined for 2 weeks in our facility. They'll come and grab them motherfuckers. All because it didn't happen over here. That mean it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna find out, man.
And I don't know why Jake thinks that after civil rights that it's so far-fetched when the devil will be violent. He's proven plenty of time before and after that he will be violent, especially even towards the Israelites.
Yeah, right. Especially, you definitely don't get off the hook. In fact, they feel cheated when they get treated like that. Like, wait a minute, you're supposed to treat them like that, not me. Yeah. So the Edomite gonna be caught up hard too.
Y'all seen that there's a video that went viral, with the airport, the Edomite doctor. You treated me like a fucking black person. Yeah, he said that, like, yeah, that's why it went viral. You know, they was like wrestling him. I forgot like what it was. Like something like that was in a suitcase. I don't remember what.
Yeah, they're like, check, come on, open and check this, you know. And that's how they feel. They're like, wait a minute, you're like one of them. They expect that special treatment in the city. Right? So they can come down with full rap at any time. Anytime. They just need the order. Right?
Yeah.
So you remember when the pandemic happened, you had that one devil that was just saying, we need to force it and project this to people on. That's what the devil was saying. And he's so confidently saying that because he knows that they have the military and what do you call it? Foreign troops, what they call it. UN troops on American soil, and if they want to enforce that, they could. That's why he's so proudly. We just need to force them. Force them. We need to come in, hold it down, and stick needles in their arm. That's what the devil said. Because he knows what his people are capable of doing. He knows that. Right? So it's nothing for him to shut you off from being able to eat, being able to go to work, to bring home that paycheck to get the money from the bank. There's nothing for him to just cut you off.
And the sixth, starting at the third verse. Ye that put far, I'm sorry, Selected. Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near.
So how do you put away the evil day? The Lord got a set day and you can push it back. You can't do nothing putting it away with your mind. The Lord is clearly telling you prayers was going to happen. And you basically like, you know what I want to do. I don't want to listen to that. Because it interferes with my dreams and aspirations. And what I want to do in life. So you know what we're going to say? It ain't going to happen in our lifetime. We got time. The Lord like, oh really? Okay. You're going to see you're going to be caught off guard. It's going to be the same. The real one's going to be caught off guard. Talking about those who claim they know that they Israelites and don't take heed to the warning. Right. These people in the world, they hear it, they say, man, they reject it, blood's off our hands, they're not thinking about it no more. But if you Israelites are supposed to be in the know, you're the one that's putting off the evil day.
What is the scripture say? Judgment shall begin at the house of Israel. Okay, that's beginning as if it know that they Israelites. Why? Because you know better, because you was the light unto the truth. You know, like the moment you start working this plow, then yeah, I'm an Israelite, I'm gonna go out there and teach. The moment you are held accountable, like the saying goes, great responsibility. Nah, but what's the saying, like great power and great responsibility? Yeah, so you are held accountable for that. Especially if you're teaching people the wrong things. Okay? If I had to preach something if I man. Yeah. So Matthew 5:37, and it reads, but let your communication be yea, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh evil. Right, so if you, like Bishop McDaniel, right, saying like, oh, yeah, we'll get the whole smoking vaccine, and we're just going to teach the word of this, and that. And I was like, no, man. It's like you leave the people in a gray zone, okay? So you have to choose the side, especially. That's why the Lord said He's going to separate the sheep from the goats. And Nate, you looking like a real goat, my nigga. Like they say, oh, yeah, such is a goat. You know, it's acronym, greatest of all time. Yeah, looking like a goat, Nate. You don't look like a sheep, my guy.
That lie, Amos 6 verse 4, that lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches and eat the lambs out of the flock and the calves out of the midst of the stall.
Basically, they enjoying all the pleasures of life. They sit back, getting fat, just trying, wet, fat, kick. They just enjoying all the pleasures of life as if the Lord didn't say nothing. And He tells us that we worried about nothing, we look for nothing, man, we just gonna enjoy the pleasures of life, man. You know, let's just kick it. That's it. No warning, no taking heed, no looking for what the Lord's got in store. It says you at ease and you're putting off the party day. You just going about your business as if the Lord just prophesied anything. And that us being Israelites is just a way of life you're supposed to live. And then maybe 30 years down the line, after you do what you want to do in your life, then the Lord can come. See, that's the pride of man. I want the Lord to come when I'm good and ready. After I didn't see the world, look at Italy, travel, just all these places. And then when I'm old and I can't walk no more, all right, now I'm good and ready, my Lord is going back. You outside your goddamn mind. You don't even know that time itself is based around Him. Yeah, BCH is before the Lord, and Anno Domini is the year of our Lord. Because the prophecy is, once he comes, he's coming back. So it's been approximately over 2023 years since the Lord promised he was coming back. Because the clock starts the moment he came. Because he promised him coming back. So now it's year 2023, going into year 2024, the year of our Lord, meaning this is the year he can come. Alright? Time is based around him, not your motherfucker. Right? And if it was left up to people, the Lord would never come. He would never come. Because the Lord don't care what you want. He don't care what you want to do. It's about what he wants to do. And he told you what to look for so you know how to maneuver correctly.
And it's all about your understanding too. A lot of these people, they don't want the Lord to come. Number one is because they don't know the scriptures. And number two is that they're comfortable here. They are comfortable in this rat race. Okay? You know, like, and like, don't get me wrong, it's beauty in the struggle, but and Esau created a whole system like where you gotta struggle, like, yeah, like if you just work hard and do this and that and the other, then you get here. No, man. Because even these everyday Edomites, they are not Rothschilds. They still get taxed, they still gotta pay interest and all that. So if you're doing your own people like that, like how much more so you Israelites? Okay? Hey, this ain't your rest. This ain't your damn kingdom, man. Alright?
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword, blow not. Well, let me start from verse 1. And again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, as the people of the land take a man of their coast, and say him for their watchmen, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet, and warn the people. Then whosoever hears the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, as the sword come, and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet, and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword, and come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, and the sword come and take any person among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood without required at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me.
Right. You gotta give the warning now because it's on our made known to us, so we gotta go and tell the people. Because for all you know, the people may repent. You don't know. You got the stories of Jonah and the Ninevites. Jonah was watching for the Lord to bring judgment on their place, but they repented, so the Most High pacified the anger. So you never know. People can repent. That's why it's our job. Our job is to let you know, and we're telling you that one of the next greatest prophecies that has to happen when the Lord comes back is microchip. It's got to be mandated. And what I'm praying for is that this year is mainstream television, which it is in certain cases, not cover a story every now and then, but to be a mainstream thing about chip, things like that.
Yeah, because they already mentioned it in the news. But hey, pretty soon, man, it's gonna wake up, and there's already people getting it now. But hey, it's gonna be mandatory. It's gonna feel like it's like that.
Right. That's why the Lord set us up as to be watchmen for Israel, okay, to warn the sheep, to warn the people, especially the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, of the dangers to come, okay? So we are blowing that trumpet. That's why it says, cry aloud and spread none, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That's what we are doing. That trumpet is supposed to be a sign for a warning. And that's what we are doing, giving out the warning of this devil to bring his agenda to fruition, okay? Right. Even though it's all designed by Yahweh Shai, but we are giving y'all warning, but guess what? If you don't take heed, hey, we got the blood off our hands, okay? So if you don't take heed, you're going to be met with the sword, okay? That the Lord really warned you of.
That's right. And if you don't teach the right thing, the Lord gonna require their blood at your hand. You know, Jerry Hunt, you got a lot of blood on your hand, man. Bishop McDane, you got a lot of blood on your hand. You know, you basically are scattering the Lord's sheep. Okay?
I'm tripping. Last thing I want, somebody end up taking a trip and point the finger. Well, they told me, you know, heard this nigga wicked any goddamn way, but now you giving them an excuse. And then when that time comes, you see judgment, he can at least point to you. You told him, I don't want, no, fuck that. He ain't gonna be able to. And that's why brothers had to correct me on it. But when they brought that pandemic happen, I was like, hey, brother, I think we should do videos, you know, basically saying we don't want, no way they know you can mess with that. The brothers like, well, first of all, they should watch the videos, they should know not to take it. Right? I was just thinking, like, I don't want you meant to be put on a, like, y'all ain't never said nothing, no, fuck that. So we made it known, I did a lesson on it. The answer is no. You know where we stand on it? The Spirit made us way out. You can't point the finger back at us and tell you to do anything. We didn't leave no gray areas. There wasn't no if this, if that. We just said no. Go in faith. Go in faith. Brother's got testimony coming out of that, brother particularly, right? Edifying how the Lord brought him out of it.
And let me read this again, brother. It's perfect on what you just said. Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh evil. Right? So anything that's more than a yes or a no is evil. Because like I said, it's that gray zone. Okay?
What is, and that's why I want brothers to have a response to that critique, which when you try to look at it now, he took down the video, I think he took the whole chapter down. I can't find it.
First King James read?
Yeah, he took that down.
Behold the age of old. Behold the age of old. That was his chapter. Yeah.
I was going to just put no video on his channel. Here's the one we just on. So he got the message. We'll see. But all the what ifs, right? It's going to be a lot of that. A lot of that. It's going to be what if, what if, what if. And I'm looking forward to it. Because this is Jake looking for a way out. Okay? But. There's no buts. There is a consequence for taking it. But what am I supposed to do? Build up your faith. There's no what ifs. There's no trying to, well, what if I get my credit card? Instead, you don't think he thought of that already? Yeah, by the way, we're going to have to cut these niggas' credit cards. Chip might be an additional scam. You swipe your credit card, then it might say, okay, swipe chip. Then you got to swipe the chip. You know? But why are you even thinking about that anyway? See, that's what we're talking about. That's Jake. I still want to have that comfort though. So what if I don't get that chip, but I get this chip? No. You playing with fire.
Right? You gonna be trying to, well, I heard this business corrupt, so I'm gonna go with this business. They sure ain't gonna do this to me. Man, look, you take it regardless, you gonna be met by that damn thermonuclear missile, man. Cause you know Jake be trying to find escape routes, you know?
Yeah.
And you heard Jake saying, well, if I get in my left hand, you know, or if I get in my leg, it'll be a whole different situation. It's a lot, but you know, Jake just trying to find a way out, man. You can't, man. The Lord clearly warned you, do not take his mark. Okay?
Yeah, man, Jake, because y'all know Jake real slick with his comebacks, man. So like, no, nigga, but hey, so the Lord just cut off all angles. So you can't go around it. Nah. The Lord boxing you niggas in, man.
What if I get the chip, then try to cut it out? Well, nigga, you breaking two commandments. First and foremost, the Lord said, don't take it. Then you're gonna make cuttings in your flesh. So, like the brother said, you can't get out of it. You know, the Lord got y'all boxed in, man. You know, so if you go and take it, hey, you're gonna bring up the wrath of the Lamb, man. No point. It's just end of discussion, man.
And the scripture says, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. Like the other apostle said, I'm not taking that chance. Why would you take it? That's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Lord, come, give me a nice, like,
Jake was see the dude coming. Ah, shit!
Lord may make your skin indestructible. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Chop your hand off. Chop your hand off and the new one go back with the chip in.
Trying to do it. You think I'm that stupid? See, the fact that you consider that just shows you a lot of Jake Black things. Now we're gonna see more and more.
Hey, it's gonna be real funny when you Jake start crumpling, man. Because yeah, like Jake in that, oh yeah, I got a plan at the spirit. Like, nah, man, all you gotta do is just talk to the scriptures. Because Lord, he already got the like how the story gonna end mapped out. You just gotta believe it.
Because like the brother said, you know, you did, you know, that don't have this knowledge, then you're going to be crumbling. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 5. And it says, for thus says the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man do a travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail. All faces are turned into paleness. Alas, alas, for that day is great, so none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So it's going to be literally grown men acting like women in those days, man. Oh, man, I got to eat, man. I'm going to go take the ship. Nah, man. You got to be a man in that day, man. Okay? Because once again, a lot of you men that don't have this faith, don't have this knowledge, you going to severely fold in that day, man. You guys that so-called men, you don't need to terrify in that damn day because you ain't gonna be man enough to stand in the evil day, man. Meanwhile, we out here making our calling and election assured. Hey, the Lord is building us up to be men, okay? What y'all doing is still partying, having fun, acting like women, okay? Because women, like the Elder Apostle Lamar goes into all the time, women like to have fun, man, okay? We not up here to lollygag and have all kind of fun. No, man. We up here to do a serious work, man. Okay?
Right. I can't wait to see the Christian pastor justify the ship. The Lord's mercy is great. We're going to hear all this speeches. Romans 13 chapter. God. Now we know the Lord said you should take this book. He is merciful to repent.
They're going to be having a whole collection for the steel in that thing.
Nah. You know, you gonna have the shipping station in there, everybody come up and send their hand, give thanks and stuff.
I'm still in church.
I'm good.
I was talking to my dad yesterday. My dad said he was, we briefly talked about the scripture because he's, he's Christianity and all that. But he said that, God created everything for his use of his purpose. But, in my mind, I was like, that's true. But what side? Is it on the right-hand side or is it on the left-hand side? Is it for our good or is it created for, spiritual demon Satan to use for our destruction?
Right. You gotta observe, you know what I'm saying? The Lord prophesied of his creation is going to be made mandatory. You just take, and you might say, what's the big deal? Well, when you look into it, breaking the laws of the Heavenly Father, the biggest one being spiritual fornication. Because you are bowing yourself to society and telling them that they are yours. Because Esau he tries to mimic the Heavenly Father. So the Heavenly Father had his commandments written on stone. Esau did the same thing. It's the Georgia gospel. The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. Esau is saying, decrease and cease, basically. The Lord said, he gave the commandments for the sun and the moon in their days. Esau is saying the sun is destructive. The Lord said all the food created to be your meat, the lawful, whatever. Esau saying that's destructive. The Lord said, I set a spiritual mark on all of my believers. Esau even was coming with his own mark, this carnal mark, to label you as one of his. Yeah. So you're committing idolatry when you take that. Right. And you subscribe to his law. How you going to call yourself a Christian when you subscribe to climate change, all that other stuff, justifying no meat? How you going to say that? You're basically saying that the Heavenly Father doesn't know what he's doing. He's not in control anymore. He doesn't know what's a good do, and he don't know how to correct the issue.
What's that bald-headed ass animal type man? The one that's talking about how the AI is making the Bible now, man.
Oh yeah, Ferrari.
That's a prime example of how the devil thinks, man. You know?
Yeah, they trying to say that AI is the new god of the earth. So and that's gonna be a deception right there. Right?
Yeah, which is basically which is basically just what's that?
Computer generated.
Right. So like a familiar spirit, you know, because it's an artificial spirit.
And then whatever that thing says, that's gonna be the new way. And Esau, he ain't gonna temper this. So if the AI say get the chick, oh, we gotta listen to the AI. AI says weed is bad. The AI says,
Now you can actually hear these damn demons because it's nothing for a spirit to jump in that damn robot. You know, because the spirits can control lights, they can control television, cut it off, put it on. Like how much more so a damn robot? All right.
They deal with that frequency.
Yeah, none. And like all it is just a frequency, you know. And that damn robot. They show you this movies like Terminator and not a robot, but a robot's go roll.
I just watched that today. Funny that it was on YouTube for free today. I watched it and it shows you that the robot can switch just like that. Because the Lord got control over everything, man. You know? The reason why you never building these robots is for the Lord's purpose anyway, man. Okay? You created this AI for the Lord's purpose anyway. But guess what? The turn of you anyway.
You know? And these demons on the left-hand side, they either jump in the robots or they can manifest themselves. Okay? Because, you still got CERN out there. Like, these damn devils opening portals and stuff for these damn spirits to come into the physical realm. Okay? Yeah, it's gonna be utter all-out chaos out there. You're not even ready for it. Nor do you really care. You really don't give a shit. Real.
I was gonna ask, just like how Heavenly Father has a new covenant for the Israelites, here comes this devil with his covenant on this side, the mark of the beast, Here, take this mark. You'll be able to eat, you'll be able to buy and sell. To the simple that sounds good, but to the godly, those that fruit and they're like, it's some bullshit, Because here it is, there's enough land and enough animals in the world that's lawful to eat. But here it is, I'm cut to this much to be able to eat because I can't do it without this mark. Okay? That should be a flicker in the mind like, it's a bullshit, man. Okay?
Yeah. You take that, you are pledging your allegiance to them and their new laws. Like I said, their laws of the world. Right? That's why the devil caught Schwab during the pandemic. He said this is a rare and small opportunity to really shift how we conduct ourselves in the world, basically. They're coming with their own laws and the rules for you, right? They're trying to do away with people. They're trying to do away with women. You don't need an actual woman to take over somebody, right? What the fuck? So you see, they're trying to replace us. They're trying to replace us. And that shit all falls in line with this new agenda of saying we are going to be the rulers of the earth now. And you taking that mark, if you pledge your allegiance to them, which according to the scriptures is idolatry, it's fornication.
Right. And they put it in certain TV shows like South Park and Futurama and Family Guy to get a laugh. Why? Because comedy contains true things.
What devils? They're proudly talking about what the future holds for us and how they have to take away from you for the sake of you, for your own benefit.
So going back to some of the other things we covered, from the political arena to the medical arena to the foolishness of Israel, okay, the Lord has made a difference between putting his wisdom, right, with his men putting everybody else on the left side who thinks they're wise, right? So they're going to march out in front of you, political leaders, medical leaders, like some just mentioned, all the economic leaders who want to just convince you that anything that the men of the Lord have to say is real lowly, right? So you don't want to listen to us because we're lowly men, right? We're not standing here with doctors of philosophies and all this kind of thing because that's what they believe. Okay, y'all, the Lord sent men to warn you, as the brother went in Ezekiel 33, but you don't get that no credence at all, right? So I want to read, this is about 10 verses, so you bear with me. This is 1 Corinthians 1. We'll jump in at verse 18. It says, for the foolishness, for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of the Most High. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and I will bring to nothing the understanding of the foolish. The brother just talked about being foolish, right? Verse 20, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world, by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased power by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. For the Jews require a sign which goes back, okay, what the brother was mentioning about you niggas want to wait to the last second. You require a sign first because you don't have faith. All right? So the Jews require a sign and the Greeks seek after wisdom. All right? You other Israelites out there who are following these other nations, right? You believe and have faith only in your education, only in your status in the world,
right?
Okay, before you decide, you know what? You don't even believe your own physical eyes, the things that you see that are happening around you. You're like, no, this can't be, right? No, this place is going to go on forever, okay? Going on, it says, but we preach the Mashiach crucified unto the Jews a stumbling block, unto the Greeks foolishness. But unto them which are called both Jews and Greeks, the Mashiach, the power of the Most High, and the wisdom of the Most High. Because the foolishness of the Most High, Yahweh, is wiser than men. The weakness of Yahweh is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. The Most High has chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. The Most High has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Base things of the world, things that are despised as Yahweh chosen. Yea, and things which are not, to break to not things that are, that no flesh should glory break it. Understanding.
This is Ecclesiastes 2, starting at the 11th verse. It says, for the Lord Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very faithful, and forgiving sins and saving in the time of affliction. But here's the point. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands and the sinner that goes both ways, right? So earlier we were talking about those people that wanted to take the chip and pull it out, you know, or cut your hand off or whatever. No, you're going to be destroyed. Because understand, you know, that's a deal breaker with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay? That's a deal breaker according to Revelations 14, verses 9 through 11, okay? You will drink of the cup of his wrath, which is poured out with that, you will drink of the cup.
Without mixture.
Poured into the cup without a mixture of his indignation, right? Back to Ecclesiastes 2, right? Verse 13, it says, woe to him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore he not be defended, right? So, you know, you don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, like the brother said, you making plans, not looking and redeeming the time. You know, oh, he ain't coming. You know, you planning 5, 20, 50 years down the line. That's not having faith. And that's not being watchful, right? And verse 14 it says, woe unto you that has lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord Yahweh shall visit you? You know, we already covered that. You know, you see, Yahweh Shai coming in the sky. What you gonna do? Ain't nothing you can do but be destroyed.
This is the book of Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. Right? So the point is, man, 2/3 of Israel is going to get cut off for their ignorance, for their disobedience, for their wickedness, for their idolatry, for all the alternative lifestyles that y'all living. Okay? Literally all you wicked ass 2/3, man, either gonna get caught in Jacob's trouble or you gonna get caught and taken the MOTB, man. Okay? Because the Lord don't have it in your spirit to do it, man. Man's ways of the Lord, man. Okay? The elect, the Lord gonna make sure his elect is saved in the sad times, man. But for you 2/3, man, we harping and piping to y'all 24/7 and y'all don't listen for shit. Okay? So guess what? The Lord gonna give y'all over to y'all devices, and that's rightfully so, man. Okay? Because hey, how many warnings does it take? Okay? Hey, the Lord came up to y'all multiple times. He stretched out his arm to y'all multiple times, be it the prophet, on YouTube, multiple times. And the Lord probably showed you visions. And guess what? You still ain't hardened. And guess what? The Lord is going to give you over to your devices just to destroy you in the latter end.
Right. You've been careless and negligent on the important things that is going to catch up to you in the end. That's why you laugh and you mock us when we talk about the names in Hebrew. And you laugh and mock us because you're thinking like, ha ha ha, it ain't happening. But notice the attitude changes every year. You get closer and closer to this. Now, the thing got nothing to do with, okay. So it's not a joke anymore now. So somebody's in denial. And basically what you're telling us is that the apostles, they just made a very good guess. This is going to happen. They should played a lot of this. Said that when they guessed it, prophesied this back in the 90s. And we was going to get to this point. What a lucky guess the microchip was. I mean, damn. That's a hell of a policy. Because you grab the straw. That's a hell of a fool, man. To say something like this is going to happen, and it's happening? Wow. You mean to tell me the Bible ain't got no significance to play on that? No, it does. John the Revelator saw it, and it wrote it down. It's your job to determine what's the truth and what's not. We're telling you what the truth is. We never had to change our stance. But what we are going to tell you is that, yeah, it's called an RFID microchip now, but let's say they decide to rename it to sensor, because they did that. It's not a chip, it's a sensor. Guess what? It's still a corroborate. Okay? Right. We know it right now as RFID microchip. If they call it a sensor, an implant, or whatever it is, it's still the corroborate. You don't take it. Okay? Because that's what Jacob tried to do out there, chip. It's a sensor. You got the corroborate. Stop trying, you can't justify it, it's going to be destroyed because of your lack of faith.
Romans 11.
Oh, sorry.
Romans 13, starting at the 11th verse, and that knowing that the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
See that nearer than we believe. Whereas we normally believe, oh, we got time. We're gonna be here for X amount of years or whatever. It's nearer than we believe. And that's good news. You see, you got a lot of people walking around with microphones asking questions. I'm waiting on the day for somebody to just walk around and ask, do you want the Lord to come back? 100% of the time it's gonna be no. Like, are you ready for the Lord to come back? Well, not ready. Do you want the Lord to come back right now? And I'm pretty sure 100% of the answer is going to be no. Because the selfishness will come to the forefront first. No, I have plans. No, I got things to do. No, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You ask me, would you want the Lord to come back? I want him to come back 10 years today, right now. I'm ready to go. Fuck it off. Sure, don't you got these plans? Work that fuck it. I want to come back right now. That's what matters.
Right. And again, the reason why they say that is because they don't understand what heaven is. Okay, they don't understand. They don't understand what the kingdom of heaven is and what it's about. All these damn preachers in these churches, they don't teach the people the right thing. Alright? So they got all these damn so-called Christians confused about what heaven is. You know, they feel like heaven's just a place you go to like when you die and then you just be there for the rest of eternity. No, man. That ain't what heaven is. Hey, first off, heaven is a mind state. Alright? Because saying black man's for the white man's heaven is the black man's hell and vice versa. Okay? Because the Lord created man to be immortal. He never made you die in the first place. Alright? But these damn Christians, they want to believe in hell so damn bad. You know? Like you telling Christians that hell don't exist, man, they look at you like you said some damn blasphemy. Like shouldn't it be good news? Are you worried about that? You know, you ain't got nothing to worry about if it don't exist. You know? But hey, everybody in their family went to hell. I mean, went to heaven. But hell don't exist.